Hey, it's Mazzy, and I am not a Beatles channel. I wanted to do a little overview, a little review on the Paul McCartney show at Seattle, at the Climate Pledge Arena. Now, just to give you a little background, what that is, it used to be called Key Arena, and several years ago, I think 4 years ago now, uh, Seattle worked out they got a hockey team again, the Kraken. Release the Kraken. What a great name. I think it's a great name. Some people think it's crazy, but I love that they went all balls up on Kraken. Anyway, they gutted the place. They raised the roof. They did a beautiful job. I had never been to Key Arena, and it's at Seattle Center right next to the Space Needle. And we went to this show. It just, Key Arena, I think only opened 3 or 4 months ago finally with the Kraken sports team and obviously concerts. What's nice about it concert-wise, it's not big like a football or baseball stadium, not the big giant sports arena, so it's manageable. Obviously, I like clubs and theaters, and at this point in my life, I don't usually go to big shows very often anymore, but I decided to go see the Get Back, Got Back, Paul McCartney post-pandemic Get Back to Where We Once Belong tour of Paul McCartney. Now, I've seen Paul McCartney, I tried to figure it out, it's 18, 19-ish times, definitely under 20. I saw 3 of the shows in 1976, Wings of America, 2 at the Cow Palace, and 1 down at the Forum. I think it was called the Inglewood Forum back then, the Forum down in LA area. And over the years, I've seen him in Berkeley, and I've seen him in Anaheim, and I've seen him. I had a friend who ran Capitol Records for a while in the '90s, and he would send me all McCartney things, all McCartney, and where do you want to go see him, and send me tickets. So I was very fortunate enough. I have seen Coleman. I went. I feel fortunate enough. I took my son once to see Paul McCartney in San Jose when he was maybe 15, 16. I've seen him twice with my friend Coleman, and just, I like seeing it. I keep saying, this is my last time. This is my last time. I thought my last time was going to be as soon as I moved here, the year after I moved here. I think it was 2014. McCartney played Candlestick Park, and they tore Candlestick Park down soon after that. He was the last concert there, partly as a sort of anniversary thing, because Candlestick was the place the Beatles played their last concert in August of 1966. So I went that with. Actually, it's the third time with Coleman. So Coleman was there and a few other of my buddies, and we had a great time. And then I went in 2019 to Vancouver, British Columbia, saw him there. And I wasn't going to go again, and there you go. So there's a companion video. If you haven't seen it, go there. It's more of a lifestyle video. I'm with 3 of my friends, the archivist, the writer, Todd, and Coffee Julie, and they are 3 people who have never seen a Beatle before. They're all in their 40s-ish and to 50. Age-wise, just to give a barometer, they've never seen any of the Beatles, and they loved it. I mean, you don't really see at the end the reaction, put the camera in their face, but there you go. So it was great. It was great. Now, I read the internet, I read the Hoffman forums, the Beatle posts, and there's all the talk about Paul McCartney's voice. It ain't what it used to be, and that is true. But his band and Paul McCartney, he just loves playing. And God damn it, he's going to turn 80 years old this June, and he's a performer. Performers perform, musicians play music, and that's what it's about. And I really liked it. We sat almost dead center, just slightly up off the floor, perfect sight lines. I thought the audio, the sound in the Key Arena was pretty good. I think it was a little on the bright side. I think they could have separated, I don't know how, but the bass could have been up a little bit. The harmony vocals should have been up a little more and separate, but those are little quibble things. So some of the music was a bit of a wash sound-wise. I've heard better, I'll put it that way, but it still was really good, and the band was tight as hell. Now, some Beatle freaks get all in on these set lists, and Paul should do this song and that song. We've heard that song before. But, you got to take each concert as if it's their first. Now, of course, there's someone held a sign up, and Paul read it, that he's saw Paul 268 times or something. Crazy. But, I get it. Good for good for that person. I'm sure he can't afford a house after that. But he saw him so many times. I have the set list here. I'm going to just kind of glance through it as I discuss this. First of all, I thought Paul's voice was better this time overall than in 2019 when I saw him in British Columbia. He opened up with Can't Buy Me Love, which is a great opener, but it's not my favorite opener. Going back, I think one of my favorite openers he did, I think it was in San Jose when I saw him, and I don't remember the names of the tours. I'm not really good at that, and some Beatle freaks are going to tell me exactly what that is. As much as a Beatle collector I am, there you go. If those of you who watch me know, I'm all in, but I don't know the minute things and this set list, and he dropped this song and that song. I think that's crazy shit. I just want to enjoy the moment, enjoy the music. That's where I'm coming from, so I don't pick and choose and pull out this, oh my God, he did that song. I'm tired of that song. I've seen it 700 times and all that. But when he did open, I think in San Jose, that tour with Magical Mystery Tour, that was one of my favorite openings on his tours. I really love that. Of course, going back to Wings Over America, 1976, come on, Paul McCartney is 32 years old then. What is it, 33, 34 years old? You can't deny how great that was. And that was his first sort of American tour. He played, with Wings around Wildlife, and they showed up and played colleges and Scotland and Europe. But a lot of us never, that would have been the time to see him, just small clubs showing up and playing and, early post-Beatles stuff, but that didn't happen. So Can't Buy Me Love is a good opening, and it was great. And if look again at that other companion video, I have a little clip of that. I don't play full songs there, but just you get a little feel. Maybe I should have put some of the acoustic sets. I don't think I recorded any of those, but that again is just to give you a feel of what the night was like. That was me with my friends showing what a great time we had. And to me, sharing music and going to see these things is about having a great time. Now, those of you who say how expensive it is, the whole Ticketron, Ticketmaster algorithm thing is a shit show. I lucked out early on, and I should say lucked out. Tickets were $225 a piece plus service charge, I believe, so $260, whatever it was. Which, considering we were, that's fantastic. I talked to people that were paying twice that in lesser seats. So it's weird how that algorithm works. Now, a night on Broadway in New York can be more than that. And I'm not defending the price, but when you see a concert, if you look at that video, you see the lighting setups, the video setups, the tour, and he's not doing like night after night after night. I think now he's off for 3 days, and he's going to be playing in Oakland, so he's 3 days off. He's 80 years old almost. And but this isn't defending him. I'm just saying I enjoyed it immensely. He went into Junior's Farm. I'm not sure I love that as a second cut. Letting Go was really a nice song. Got to get you into your life. Great rendition. His voice clips on that song somewhat. But what's great about it, the horn show up. He's got a horn section, and he had that a little bit last time for some of the songs. If you look at the video, those of you who are Beatle freaks saw the Grand Central Station video show he did. I think it was when Egypt Station came out, and that horn section shows up in the audience. When I saw him in Vancouver, the horn section came out of one of the side walkways, entranceways to the venue up above, and they were lit, and that was really dramatic. This time they're up on the left, kind of like in Wings Over America tour when he had that horn section there. Come On To Me. Now, he did several songs from Egypt Station. He did nothing from McCartney 3. I don't care. McCartney 3 is enjoyable, not my favorite. I actually really like Egypt Station. And I gotta say, the Egypt Station songs and the newer songs, even the album New is not a new album, but considering McCartney's career, New is relatively, literally new. I thought the new songs were better than ever, and in some cases eclipsed some of the classics. Maybe a lot of the audience doesn't know that music, but they seem to be written, they're written for where his vocals are now, where his voice is now. So Come On To Me, I loved it. I thought that was really well done. Let Me Roll It. I love Let Me Roll It from Band on the Run, right? Yeah, where he has that great guitar lick kind of taken right off of Cold Turkey, John Lennon. Very influential. Paul and John influenced each other. But that was great. And that there's a clip of that in my other videos. So I really like that. Getting Better, okay. Great to hear that song from Sgt. Pepper. Let Him In, the song that opens up Wings at the Speed of Sound. This wasn't one of my favorite albums when it came out. But I've grown to love it even more, and I think it's one of his really well-recorded albums. So the bass on this album, even on the remasters, I don't know if they're digital or not, but get an original if you can. They sound great, and I don't think they're too pricey. I don't know. We're not here for that. Now, he goes into a song for Nancy, his wife Nancy, My Valentine. I like that album. That's an intimate album. If you know the album, it was done with Diana Krall, the sort of jazz piano vocalist, and her band backing him up. I think it was recorded in the Capitol Tower studio where Nat Cole, Sinatra recorded those records. I loved his version of that. It was very emotional. He said, Nancy's in the house. And I really liked that. I was sort of worried in anticipation and up front about some of his ballads of his voice, because when he's out there with where his voice is today, I remember last time, I think when he did Yesterday, he did not do Yesterday, which I thought was the right choice right now. 1985, of course, ends Band on the Run, was really well done. Maybe I'm Amazed is always a great song. I always love that song. And, you can't deny the quality and the musicianship and the tightness of his band now. He's been with this band, twice as long as he was with the Beatles. And it shows, and they're really tight. Of course, technology in terms of sound reproduction is different than when the Beatles played, and there's not all the screaming you had back in that day. But I love that. Now, he does go in sort of an acoustic version thing. I thought one of my all-time favorite Beatle records and Beatles songs is We Can Work It Out. I just like how that seems to be the epitome of the perfect Lennon-McCartney song, and their vocals together, their harmonies together, and I just, that accordion in it. I mean, I just love that song. I was disappointed in the performance here. I thought his voice didn't quite work, obviously, this time around. He does this acoustic set, and it brings us back. He talks about that's a song the Quarrymen did, where they all went in the booth. If you don't know the story, in Liverpool, they each put a pound up, and 5 of them were the band at that time. This is pre-Ringo, and they each put a pound up, all 5 members, and they would keep the record for a week, and then the last guy kept it for 20 years and sold it as had a huge profit back to Paul, I think, or back to the Apple, the Beatles. And it's a great, great song. It's one of their early tracks that they never really recorded, and it's kind of a skiffle-y, bluesy, folky number, and it was great. It was like it was acoustic. Paul's voice was great on it. The harmonies of them, like all skiffle stuff, and had the right meter, really kind of a not too fast, not too slow, but just right in that pocket. And I really love that. And I was surprised how much I liked his version of this performance of In Spite of All the Danger. Love Me Do. Never loved that song. I think it's a weak song. They sounded great, but you know the song. I'm not going to sing it for you. They did it fine, but I'm not a fan of that song. I think it's kind of a nothing song. I don't know why they included it, just because it was like the early first single, all that. Dance Tonight, great. Obviously, him on the ukulele, and it's a simple kind of catchy track, not unlike All Together Now. But I like that song, and it has a great little boppy feel to it, and his singing was great on that song. Blackbird. If you watch that other video, early on Coffee, Julie, my friend, says, what song, when I asked her, what song do you want to hear? She mentions Blackbird, and he talks about that song and the civil rights movement, how he wrote it. And at the very end, the archivist mentions that just popped in her head. Not that we talked later, it was one of her top songs. So we all like Blackbird. Everyone, he does that a lot, and I think he did it really well. He does the obligatory "Here Today" about John Lennon, but I found my friends really didn't know. They're not like all in on it, and I'm not quite sure if I didn't really ask if they have heard that song before. But he does the introduction about John and his friendship and love for John. And those of you who are watching know that song. You know more than they know, and maybe me in some cases. But having been there and knowing sort of the history of that song, and how he's recorded it over 40 years ago or so. It was great. Now, his voice isn't up to it, but in a way, his voice breaking up actually kind of works because of the subject matter and the tone of Paul's love for John, even this far on. Okay. Then he goes into Queenie Eye in the back. And in fact, there's two little things I need to mention because, video screens are great. And sometimes there's films of the videos of the music videos. And Queenie Eye, if you haven't seen the video, seek it out. That's from New, right? That's from the album New. And it was filmed with all these kind of celebrities, from Kate Moss to Jeremy Irons to Jude Law to Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp is in two of the videos that are on screen. And just the timing right now, what's going on with that trial with Johnny Depp is kind of fun. And all the power to him not knocking it off. I mean, Johnny Depp hasn't been convicted. I mean, actually, he's suing his ex-wife in that case. That's another story. But I think we all looked at each other. It's kind of fun the two times. The earlier video with Johnny Depp and Natalie Portman, which was beautiful. And the one when everyone's dancing in Abbey Road, studio number 2, during that song. I like Queenie. I don't like that slow break, that middle part. I think it ruins it seems like ill-written. Who am I to tell Paul McCartney he made a mistake writing that? But I think it's a great song. It's a catchy song, but that kind of the slow part, the break, you all know it if you know Paul McCartney. But it was great watching the screen, and I think my friends liked seeing that, and recognizing all the celebrities on there in that video, which is kind of nice. Lady Madonna, always a great number. He sang it pretty well for the most part. For You from Egypt Station, great. Again, I think that was great because he's writing for what his voice is now. And I think over the years, Egypt Station's going to turn into one of the minor masterpieces in a way. I know some people think the gimmicky and the effects and stuff and the modern production, but I think it really works. And I like how Paul experimented on that album. And I've been revisiting again after not playing it for 2 years, and it is really good. Now they're like all Paul McCartney. Here's where I'm coming from. Paul McCartney's made so many records. Every record has 4 or 5 great songs. It probably has 3 or 4 terrible songs that ill-conceived from my point of view. Again, just one opinion, my opinion. I always say that, and people say, "Oh, it's just your opinion." Well, of course it's my opinion. I'm the one talking here. Come on. But For You, I liked it. And he had the video with the little boy in that song, which I like that video, and I think it's really well done. Being for the Benefit of Mr. Kite didn't work for me this time. I've heard him sing it better. Didn't quite work. It seemed a little lifeless. Something. If you haven't seen, most people who follow McCartney know Something, his version of Something. Some people are tired of it, like, why not do another Harrison song? But that is one of George's signature songs. That's his tribute to George Harrison. If you haven't seen it, you need to go watch the concert for George. That's that's where I first heard that version. I was at the concert for George at the Royal Albert Hall, and Paul McCartney starts doing the little introduction about George on the ukuleles, talking about breaking the ukuleles out. Since George is a big ukulele fan, he plays the beginning, and then at the concert for George, it goes into the electric break guitar lead with Eric Clapton at the Royal Albert Hall. Now, of course, McCartney's band. So they go from the acoustic into electric. Those of you, I'm preaching to the choir for all you Beatle people watching this video. But I want to make these videos too for people who don't know, who haven't seen this all the time. So you might be important and know all this shit, but a lot of people don't. So there you go. Obla was fun. It's a silly, funny, boppy song. There's a small segment in that other video. I'll put the link below to that companion video. Now, he does You Never Give Me Your Money, and then She Came Into the Bathroom Window, which he said he's never played on tour before. And for some reason, I thought he had, but obviously he said he hasn't. So I love that. It was great. I mean, anything from Abbey Road is always fun, and the band nails Abbey Road. They're just so great. And to some people, that's the best Beatle album. I love it, of course. How can you not? Not my number one, but I don't deny it. Get Back is Get Back. Clips from Get Back, clips from the Get Back, Peter Jackson, the newest documentary on the screen. That was good. Band on the Run is always great. I am one who feel that half of Band on the Run is dated and half of it is great. I love that, the title track, the opener. That was really good. Let It Be. I mean, as schmaltzy and Kumbaya-esque that song is, it was wonderful. Live and Let Die is always a showstopper with the smoke bombs and the explosions and fire and wrath of God coming down and Satan explosions. There is a clip on that other video showing part of that. Hey Jude. A lot of people right now seem to like to say, I'm tired of Hey Jude. I'm over Hey Jude. But I tell you, it was one number that I got a little verklempt. I got a little emotional. And I've seen him do Hey Jude pretty much forever, every time I've seen him. And I really liked it. And he always does the same thing. The audience joins in when they're doing the chorus, which with just the bass and drums, has the men sing a section, the women sing the sections, the front and back. He's been doing that for a long time. But, so what? Just because you've seen him do it, you've gone to 30 concerts or 5 concerts and seen him do it, it doesn't mean he should stop doing it. I mean, he has 300 songs that he could perform, right? Sure, I get that, going deep. But, he even admits a couple of stuff. I do some new stuff, and that's when people kind of get up and walk out, go to the bathroom or something. But Hey Jude, Hey Jude, you can't deny how great that is. Okay, that's the last song. And then, of course, the encore. Now, this is a spoiler here, and I did show it in that other video. It's a spoiler, but what the heck? Who cares? It's a spoiler. You can experience it yourself. I thought it was great, and it's something that could have been cheesy. Some artists do it, and sometimes it's cheesy, and it's done really well. And he actually thanked Peter Jackson, the director who pulled together and revamped Let It Be, made it into Get Back, pulling this together. He does I Got a Feeling, and he does it really well. The band's great. And then, of course, the part where everybody's got a wet dream, where John comes in, that's the wrong lyric there. When John comes in, John's on the screen singing it, and it works, and it sounds great. It's in that other video clip. Check that out. Love that. But he goes in and does, all these songs at the end. He goes into Birthday, which, again, is a great rocker. This is the rocker stuff in a way. And then, he goes a couple rockers in a row. I Got a Feeling, Birthday, Helter Skelter, even goes longer than the original version. There's that 20-minute version. There's versions and versions of that that we have heard and haven't heard, and just going on and on. It's just so great. And it was really wild heavy metal, early heavy metal stuff. Love that. And of course, then he goes back to the piano, starts with the end of side 2 of Abbey Road, Golden Slumbers, Carry That Weight. Then he gets up with the guitar, and the 3 guitar players trade off, like the 3 Beatles traded off on the end on side 2 of Abbey Road. If you don't know that, if you're new to the Beatle world in terms of knowledge, all 3 Beatles trade off on the leads on the end on Abbey Road. So the 3 guitar players right here are just really jamming, and it's great. And in the end, the love you make is equal to the love you take. Is that the right lyric? Anyway, love the show. Asterisk in terms of his voice on the high end, but he's a performer. He needs to perform. I really enjoyed it, and my friends really enjoyed it. So thanks for watching. That's my take on it, one take. This is the fourth show he's done on this tour in Seattle on May 3rd, 2022. Mazzy loves you.